in. I'm delighted to have you here for this bill because it's something that I feel very strongly about. I was with T.K. Whittaker yesterday. He was 99 yesterday. And I just, was congratulating him. But it just dawned on me, he is the sort of man, 99 years of age, who has served this country well, the sort of person that we should have been able to reward over the years. But I move that the bill be now read a second time. The Gradam Uachtaráin bill is proposed to introduce Gradam Uachtaráin an official award from the President to recognise people of standing who have done exceptional work. Unfortunately, the state doesn't have a formal mechanism for recognising the achievements of its citizens or by others abroad who make a great contribution to the state or to our society in general. This means that the means currently utilised to recognise great achievements are a range of more informal measures, such as the conferring of honorary citizenship or the granting of the freedom of the city, the conferring of an honorary degree, People of the Year awards, or the Presidential Distinguished Service Award for Irish abroad, and so on. Whilst anybody should be privileged to receive such high accolades, and they do, it is only right that Ireland, as a mature state which is facing now into the 1916 centenary celebrations, should have the ability to sparingly confer an honour which recognises exceptional achievement. When it comes to recognising the achievements of our citizens, as well as the contributions of others, we shouldn't be dependent upon the grace and generosity of other nations to award Irish people who do something exceptional. A mechanism so that in appropriate circumstances and with very strict criteria laid down in this bill, the state can, in a very public and dignified way, honour not only the achievements of its citizens, but also the achievements of people from other nations. There are a number of issues regarding the conferral of degrees and the constitutional position which I'd like to just touch on. There is a myth that the Constitution doesn't allow for an honour system. In fact, the Constitution does not preclude the state itself from conferring an honour on a person. Article 42(1) of the Constitution provides that titles of nobility shall not be conferred by the state. Now, this reference to titles of nobility is clearly not a reference to an honour system. And an honour system doesn't necessarily mean a title of nobility. It's been pointed out by Jim Duffy, that's the drafter of the Constitution. John Hearn was careful on Eamon de Valera's instructions to leave open the possibility of the introduction of an honour system, totally unrelated to titles of nobility. Rather than ruling an honour system out, the Constitution actually left open the door for a system, and indeed it could be argued it was almost expected that an honour system would be introduced at some point. This distinction between titles of nobility and an honour system is made clear in the subsequent Article 42(2), which clarifies that no title of nobility or of honour may be accepted by any citizen except with the prior approval of the government. Now, one of the effects of this provision is to impose a restriction on the right of a citizen to accept an honour, and it makes the acceptance of an honour subject to the government's approval. Section 11 of this bill gets over this constitutional hurdle by giving the government the power to accept or reject in full the list of candidates proposed by the awarding candidate, by the awarding council. Now, there's an argument that suggests that a republic should not give honours. However, as other countries around the world have demonstrated, the public recognition of achievement doesn't compromise or dilute the values of a republic. There's nothing incompatible with the concept of a republic and an honour system. It's also not true to say that the conferral of an honour on citizens is usually limited only to former Commonwealth countries. Look at the fact that France, Italy, Austria are just some of the examples of European republics which confer honours. In fact, that many nations around the world recognise achievements through the conferral of honours and awards, including Canada, the United States, New Zealand, South Africa. In fact, it must be emphasised that we're almost alone in the world in not having a state honours system. In 2007, the present Taoiseach, Ken Kenny, offered, this is when before he was Taoiseach, offered immediate support for the idea of an honour system. So it would appear that he is in support of the general principle. Therefore, my hope is that in ironing out some details surrounding such an honour system, we will achieve it. In this respect, I'm very much open to my bill being improved so that we can come to a system that is acceptable to all. I'd like to outline some of the key aspects of the bill. Section 1 says that the first awards will not be conferred now until January 2017. There's a mistake in the explanation there. It says 2016 because I prepared the bill some time back, and it states that the bill will, I'd like to change that, states that the bill will come into force 3 months after it's passed by the Seanad and the Dáil. This is to allow sufficient time for the various preparatory steps envisaged by the bill to be taken well in advance of January 2017. Section 2 defines the terms awarding council and minister which are used in the bill, and Section 3 enables the minister to make regulations for a variety of purposes. Section 4 provides for the establishment of a Gradam and Uachtaráin honour system, which will enable the state to recognise the exceptional achievements of its citizens and also the outstanding contributions of others to the state. Section 5 provides that the recipients of the honour will be presented with a medal which may be worn on formal occasions and also a little lapel button. The section also provides for the design of the medal. Section 5 also provides that a person who has been awarded the honour of Gradam and Uachtaráin may use the letters GU after the name so as to indicate that the honour has been conferred upon them. Section 6 states that the honour shall only be conferred upon a maximum of 12 people per year, and that in any 1 year a maximum of 4 of the awards may be awarded to persons who do not hold Irish citizenship. Section 7 sets out the 6 broad areas of achievement in respect of which the award may be conferred, and those areas are as follows: social and community affairs, education and healthcare, arts, literature and music, science and technology, sport and leadership and business. Section 8 states that the decision to award shall be solely at the direction of the awarding council. No outside influence or interference will be entertained. Section 9 states that the awarding council will consist of 7 members who are to be appointed by the President. Section 10 states that the nomination of persons to receive the honour of Gradam and Uachtaráin may be made by members of the public. In order to preclude the possibility of political interference, as well as perceived or actual bias of the award, the section states that a serving member of the Dáil or Seanad must not engage with any member of the awarding council with the intention of influencing the making of a decision in relation to the selection of a candidate. An appropriate offence is also provided for here, as well, to ensure that such unwelcome lobbying is minimised. Section 11 indicates the criteria which the awarding council will be required to apply when considering the nominations which it's received. The awarding council will be required to satisfy itself that a proposed recipient of the honour has demonstrated exceptional achievement at a high level, or has made a valued contribution and above what might be reasonably expected in respect of 1 or more of the 6 broad areas of achievement that are listed in Section 7 of the bill. In deference to the requirement contained in Article 40(2) of the Constitution, a list of the proposed candidates who have been selected by the awarding council to receive the award will be submitted to the Government for approval. The Government will not have the power to make or suggest amendments to the list of proposed candidates. Instead, the Government will have the power to reject or accept in full the list of candidates. Section 12 directs that beginning in January 2017, although it does say in the explanatory memorandum there, 2016, and in January of successive years, the awards will be conferred by the President of Ireland on the candidates who have been selected by the awarding council. To summarise, we are well aware that we have incredible people who have done massive service to the state, both home and abroad, who should be formally recognised by the state. I am sure every member of this House could think of several which come to mind. It is somewhat ironic that exceptional Irish people are given awards for their work by other states, but not by their home country. The idea of an honour system is not just to achieve and recognise achievement, but I believe that it is something that could spur even more people to do a greater good for the nation. As mentioned, parties from across the political spectrum, as well as the Taoiseach, have previously expressed their support for the introduction of an honour system. Therefore, in the lead-up to the centenary of 1916, I hope we can get consensus for this bill. In this respect, I am very much open to my bill being approved, bill improved upon so that we can agree upon a sensible honours system that is acceptable to all, one that will reflect the modern and confident society that we now have. I urge you, Minister, to give this bill every consideration. I'm very confident that it's the right direction to go. I'm very confident that it's one that will have approval of the nation as a whole, and I believe that because of the manner in which it's been suggested, and with any amendments that have to come in, that it will even be improved in years to come. Welcome, Minister.
Senator Barrett.
Good morning, and welcome to Minister Keogh, and of course it's an honour to second what Senator Quinn has been saying. On Monday this